Thanks for stopping by, guys, and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Today we're doing something a little bit differently. Over on my Discord, I asked you guys to submit your best creations that you've built, and I would do a community video on it, and that is what we're working on today. Now, unfortunately, I don't have time to do all of the creations that were submitted. However, I picked some of my favorites to do a little bit of a showcase on. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, and let's start looking at some of these builds. Alright, and the first build we're looking at here is the Race Ratrod by Ripsaw711. And honestly, it's just a nice looking little car. And I have to say, the best thing I've found about it is I really am interested by this suspension that it has. I've messed with a similar style suspension. I don't think it ever worked as well as this. So it's got 3 bearings here and 3 springs. So it seems that he has it set up that the actual compression of the axle, so going up and down, can have a single value, while also the rotation of the axle, this wheel going up or this wheel going up, can have a separate value as well. So this is set to 6. I think on the front it's 656. Yes. On the back he has a different value for those as well. There's cool little axle designs that allows him to basically custom tailor the suspension for both absorption and rolling. So it's a really fast little build. So is this electric engines? It is electric engines. Okay. So that explains a bit of the wheel spin you get when you first launch off. But despite its little low profile, it's actually pretty decent with this off-road terrain. Let's just drive this around a little bit. There we go. Out into the open. So I can hopefully get my camera spun around without hitting anything. So I do like the little custom engine he has there. I have seen some really cool engines. And at first when I saw this in screenshots, I thought this was using some custom parts, but it wasn't. Because of how these little blocks here on the edges are. They're all done with wedges. Now, one little gripe is the rear seems to be a bit barren, but I guess there's not much you could put here. Even rat rods don't really have beds, I don't think. I haven't seen one with a bed that actually functions. So overall, it's a nice little design that works quite well, and it's quite fun to drive actually. It's a little bit bouncy, but overall, it works quite well. Alright, and the second build we're going to be looking at is the AT Gun by MS Pain, or as you may know him on the Discord, Spanish Castles. It's a cute little AT gun, little towable AT gun. It's a 10 power detached cannon with a single shot. The rotation for it is on the buttons here, and it can technically rotate 360, however the shield here does contact the wheels, so you'd have to raise the shield up and over. There we go. And the fire controls are on the back, and I've pointed my gun directly at my vehicle. So one moment, let me rotate it back forward. And lower it again. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't have any sort of aiming machine gun, but hey, it's a towable AT gun. I'm not exactly sure those would have an aiming machine gun. And fire. There we go. Nice little towable cannon. So let's go ahead and flick the switch. Now, here we go. I do have a vehicle with a hitch capable of towing this, so let's have a little bit of fun with it. Alright, and there we go. I finally got locked on. Just had to mess with some controllers on my vehicle. Now, let's go ahead and load this up, just because why not drive around with a loaded gun? Let's hop in, and let's go. Oh, I'm still in electric mode. Let's go back into gas so we can pick up some speed. And it works quite well as a towable trailer as well. Oh, it's rolled. Oh, get it back on the wheel. There we go. Oh, is there anywhere we can take this that it shouldn't be? I see a mountain in the distance. Let's go over that way. And I've rolled it again. There we go, back on its wheels again. Click into electric mode. Come on, little lamb. There we go. Don't want to hit the tree. We can go even further up. It seems the chassis, the trailer there is snagging a little bit on the rocks, but I think we can power over this. There we go. Up and over we go. Let's go ahead and get this lined up. Take a nice shot off the top of the mountain. There we go. I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and lock the drive. And let's aim this up. Now, this would probably be a lot better if cannons could fire downwards, but we're still going to fire it anyway. 3, 2, 1, fire. And unfortunately, I can't even see that explosion through the trees, but it works quite well, and it's quite fun to tow, actually, if you have a vehicle capable of towing it. So, let's go ahead and swap onto the next vehicle we have lined up for us. Alright, and the next vehicle we're looking at is the Skunk Armored Car by Dion. Now, this thing is a little interesting, I have to say. I'm going to go ahead and hop in it. Hop in the turret, there we go. So, it has a few features I have yet to see on a vehicle, especially an armored car. Now, it does have the dual drive system that I've been working on. So, if I flick, is it 9? Nope, it is 7. There we go. If I flick 7, locks into dual drive, and we have an electric engine instead of a gas engine. So I actually want to take this on a bit of a trip and see if we can get to some really sneaky spots. So while we're driving, it also has a fully stabilized turret, as you might notice. However, the way he managed it is a bit odd. Let's go ahead and see if we can climb the same place that we climbed a minute ago. Let's click into 7, which is my electric drive. And I'm afraid we might be too top heavy for this. Yeah, we're too top heavy. We were tipping back really quickly. But with some work, you could probably use this electric drive to get into some really nice spots that a lot of vehicles wouldn't be able to get to. As well as get yourself off of places that you're stuck on. Or one issue that I've had with electric engines, or I should say, issue with gas engines that electric engines are good with, is the rolling. So if I click into electric, it immediately brakes the vehicle. That way you are not rolling downhill or just rolling unnecessarily. The other feature that's kind of interesting is that if I press 8, you'll notice the turret moves a little bit, and that's because there's a turret lock. So now the turret is attached to the chassis. It makes turning a little bit more difficult because of the stabilizer, but your turret is locked into the chassis so you don't have it rotating unnecessarily, especially if you want to have the turret constantly pointed forwards. Wrong button. You can do so. So let me rotate the turret forwards. Little slow in the rotation. Go ahead and lock it in, and now the turret is locked forwards. And if I turn the chassis, oh, rolled! Darn it! Let me get back in this. So if I lock the turret in and I turn the chassis, the gun will turn with it. So other than that, it seems to be a standard gun. However, this is a detached cannon, oddly enough. So instead of a 12 power, it is in fact an 11 power. But it does have the normal stabilization. Now, I do have a few complaints about this, unfortunately, and it's just how the stabilizer is set up. Especially with the left and right motion, there's a lot of slack in it. So right now I let go of the button, but the turret rotates a good 15 degrees after I let go. And the up and down motion, it's all around just a really fast turret. I guess it's fast up and down, but not really left and right. Part. So it does function fully and has some interesting features, the turret lock especially. But unfortunately the stabilizer itself has some issues I think that could be improved upon. And I'm not trying to complain or belittle the creator, it's just there are some things I would like to suggest to be looked into a little bit more. Alright, and on to the next vehicle. The next vehicle is the Tank Mark 06 from Somebody. And it's just another MBT. It's actually a really nice looking MBT. Just giving a quick look around it. It's really adorable. And for size comparison, here is a Wyvern next to it. It's significantly smaller. I think it's a similar height, however the length is much shorter. Let's get a little bit closer. There we go. Just so you can see how small this thing actually is. Now it's still packing a 4-round autoloader with a gun stabilization system. And rather than the electric engine drive that I'm used to, this is using a suspension glitch turning with the gas engines. So it's a little bit faster. And it turns relatively smoothly. I do have some complaints with the whole electric or the gas drive suspension turning, but for this build it works quite well. Actually works extremely well. This thing is really fast. Turns well. And there we go. The turret controls are a little bit different than what I'm used to. So 1 is left, 2 is right, 3 is up, 4 is down, it appears. And 5 fires. Oh, let me aim up. Let's aim for that rock over there. And 6 is our aiming machine guns. It is on a button. Let's see if I can aim. And I do believe this has a 12 power detached cannon. Yes, it does. Or non-detached, sorry. It's a 12 power non-detached. There we go. Wait, the piston recoils. That's interesting. I never noticed that. And the aiming machine guns are placed... There we go. Placed staggered, which is interesting. It looks nice. My only concern is if I'm firing the machine guns and I fire the cannon, will the machine gun strike the cannon round? And may I also note, I really love how he put the loading system on the side rather than the bottom, because it makes the turret just a bit shorter. And for the most part, it doesn't use any different width, just because that width is necessary for the cannon rotation anyway. So if I'm firing these, does it cut out the machine guns? No, it does not. And yes, in fact, I can strike my own round. That's probably why it's on a button rather than a switch. So that when you go to fire, you'd probably let go of the machine guns anyway to fire it. Yeah. But overall, it's a really adorable tank. The paint scheme is really nice as well. And just the driving actually works quite well with it. Like I said before, I have some of my own personal complaints with the gas drive tank system. But this implements it really well, and it's really comfortable to drive. Alright, and last but certainly not least, we have the UBS DD-001. This seems to be a bit of a battleship made by Alstrak, or Oilstrak. He goes by a number of different names on Discord. Or on Steam, he is Sadie the Flat-Coated Retriever, if that's not confusing enough. So, this is a hovering battleship, and it is compatible with the water mod, if you want to use it like that, to have the visuals of water around it. However, I am not modded, so I am just going to leave it vanilla. There we go. Hop on. and take a quick look around the ship. Something I noticed and I quite love is the little outlines of doors and things, little mini doors that he has scattered about. So let's go ahead and let's first hop in the driver's seat, just because it is probably the least climactic seat of all. There's glass up there I just noticed. Oh, it appears to be where all the buttons and stuff are too. Interesting. Alright, so we can go ahead and drive, steer, and it only steers when you're actually moving forward, which makes sense for a battleship. It has to be moving to be able to steer. Buttons wise, if you are rotating, you can press this to roll or counter that roll. 2 turns off the system, which I could probably do on the flat world if you're on a terrain road or you really don't want to do this. There we go. But I'm going to go ahead and pick it back up off the ground. And 3 is a really loud foghorn. Oh, hopping out of the driver's seat real quick. Let's go to the turrets. Now there's 2 types of turrets. There's the, I guess you say, standard turret, and then there's the turret with an AA on it. So going over to the standard turret, seems to have normal turret controls that I would expect. 1 is left, 2 is up, 3 is down, 4 is right, 5 is the main gun, 6 is the aiming machine gun. And this uses the kind of disconnected front and back. So this is what would be similar to, I guess, what was it? The Mink APC uses something very similar to it, where the cardboard itself actually rotates and the cannons stay in place. And it uses a connector arm to connect the front mantlet to the rear actual cannon itself. So aiming up, this is a 10 power, I think it was? No. Wait, yes, this is a 10 power. 10 power detach, or 10 power non-detach. I keep getting those messed up in this video. Fire. And it's a more than suitable cannon. Let's go ahead and hop onto one of these other turrets. So this one and the one at the back both have the AA mounted to them, and I fell off the build. There we go. There might have been a normal way up, however, I have not found it, so I've just been using the seat method. So this, once again, has the 1, 2, 3, 4 controls that we're used to. However, if you use WASD, you also have an AA gun, which is actually kind of ingenious to have a standalone turret like this use a driver's seat and have WASD connected to it for something. However, it seems he has a A&D converter, I think. Which, let me see. No, it is not. So, I see. So both bearings are just driven. I was wondering why there was 2 bearings. No, it's just a normal WASD turret. It just has 2 bearings driving up and down motion. So, if we press 7, we have an AA gun, which we can fire with, or we can rotate with WASD. Which if I can go like that, there we go. And it is actually rotating the ship. So the roll controls on the driver's seat, oops, that threw me out. So the roll controls on the driver's seat seem to be very important, especially if all turrets are doing that. Alright, fucking hell. The ship is going without me. No. I can't keep up with it. Okay, let's get in driver's seat. Get in the driver's seat. Now I'm stuck. Get in the driver's seat. Now I'm stuck on this side of the build. Get in the driver's seat. Yeah, I can't save that. Bye. And crash. So that's actually really fun. It's a really big build, actually, and it's really fun to drive. If you can get 4 people together to pilot that, that'd be really cool to do some battles with, especially if you can get 2 of these in a world. So unfortunately, those are all the vehicles I have lined up for today. Unfortunately, I didn't get to everyone's creations. Some creations I had some trouble getting to work properly. So these are the ones that I was able to show off today. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. If you have suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. Enjoy the channel, enjoy what I'm doing. Please subscribe, it helps out a lot. And right now, shares help the channel the most. So if you do want to help out the channel, please share this episode with a friend. And if you are interested in doing another video like this, another community creations video, hop on over to the Discord linked in the description, and you will be able to join us there. And if I do another video like that, you can submit your creations as well. So, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Thanks for stopping by, thanks for sticking around, and until next time, peace.